Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ever Forward Mindset YouTube channel. I'm Michael Rebell. I'm the founder of Ever Forward Capital Partners and the host of the Ever Forward Mindset podcast. Before we get into this video, please make sure you watch the importance of mindset video because it'll correlate with this video and make a lot of sense. So today we're going to be talking about goals. I find goals to be very important, very crucial for my life personally and business-wise, and I want to help teach you guys on the importance of goals. Okay, let's get a quick overview. Today we're going to be talking about defining your goals as specific as possible. When you be specific with your goals, your brain will register that. A tongue twister on that one. So your brain will start to take actionable steps toward that very specific goal, take specific actions toward that specific goal. So being specific is crucial. Next, we're going to talk about the sacrifices. The sacrifices are probably the biggest part of setting goals. You know, what are you sacrificing to get to that goal? For every give, there's a take. There's a yin and yang. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's the law of physics. So anyway, we're going to be talking about that. And then present tense, you know, affirming and talking about these goals, writing them down in the present tense, not in the future tense, in the present tense. I'm going to explain how that's important in a minute. And then we'll have our review and summary afterward. All right, let's start with a quick quote from Tony Robbins from Forbes magazine. Thank you, Forbes. Anyway, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. When you write a goal or say a goal, especially when you're specific about it, that goal is invisible. I mean, you can't see the goal. For example, I'm glad to have acquired my Aventador SVJ through my business or something like that. You can't see the SVJ Aventador in front of you, but once you have that goal and once you understand what kind of actions you need to take, especially with how specific you are, those actions will eventually lead to your goal, which will become the visible. So setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. So taking that first, writing down the first goal is taking the first step towards a path of maybe financial freedom, maybe a path of happiness to obtaining your goal. So anyway, disregard the market trends thing. I forgot to change that. Anyway, so on this slide, we're going to be talking about defining the goals and then defining the sacrifices. So define the goals. Find a goal. What kind of a goal do you want? Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to get a new car. Maybe you want to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, or maybe you want to get married or something like that. I don't know. Find that goal and then be specific with that goal. For example, I want a car, or I'm glad I have my new car. Okay, there's a lot of new cars out there. Let's be more specific than that. I'm very glad for my brand new Ford. Okay, what kind of Ford? Ford Escape, Ford Focus, Ford Edge, Ford F-150, 250, 350, 450, 550. Now be even more specific. Thank you for my brand new Ford GT. Beautiful car, by the way. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now that you know that specific goal, you can take specific actions towards that goal. Of course, getting a Ford GT is quite a bit of money, but in order to get that money, you know what kind of actions you need to take in order to get that money. So anyway, now that we've found the goal and we've made it more specific, we need to find the how. So for example, how are you going to get this goal? Maybe it's, for example, again, that Ford GT, let's say it's $500,000. 500K is a lot of money. How are you going to do that? Are you going to save? Are you going to save money? Are you going to work more shifts? Are you going to cut down spending? Are you going to open up a small account to just keep feeding money in? How are you going to do it? How are you going to take these actionable steps? How are you going to achieve this goal? So these three things is pretty much, they link into one because they all correlate. It's like a big circle. And then make sure your goal is attainable. If you have a goal that you set for yourself that's unattainable and you don't realize it, and then when you don't get that goal, it'll discourage you. It will kill your motivation. It'll kill your drive for success. It'll kill your work ethic. Discouragement is a literal disease. Like, don't get discouraged. Make sure your goal is attainable. Make sure whatever you're trying to get to, make sure that you can, acquire. Even if it's small goals. Make sure that it makes sense for you. Make sure that it makes sense for you to go acquire it. Make sure that the things that you're going to do towards that goal make sense for that goal. So everything just has to make sense, and everything needs to be attainable. Because if you do get discouraged, it's going to suck for a while. But eventually you'll get out of that rut, but you don't want to be in there, is what I'm saying. And then lastly, talk in the present tense. Talking in the present tense is huge. In fact, the book The Secret talks about this, the law of attraction. So when you talk in the present tense, you're attracting that. It's energy. You're attracting that energy. The universe is listening. God is listening. You're just attracting that. So when you have that goal, attract that goal. Do as much as you can energetically for that goal by talking in the present tense. I mean, it's helped me. So from personal experience, it's helped me quite a bit. But now, here's the sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about the rain and the mud, which is the sacrifices. Time, knowledge, resources, rest, comfort, sleeping in. These are some that I've just jotted down that are just common sacrifices. For example, time. I'll give you an example with my business. I'm doing market research right now. Market research requires a lot of time. A lot of time that sometimes I don't have. A lot of time that I'm dedicated to meetings, maybe, helping making dinner or making lunch, maybe cleaning the house, doing other house things. I may not have time for that. But, we need to sacrifice time elsewhere. Maybe we need to sacrifice comfort, where we're dedicating time to sitting down and reading a book, maybe playing a video game, maybe doing a hobby. Maybe we need to sacrifice those things. Knowledge, I really should have put knowledge and resources, because knowledge is a great resource, but you're also sacrificing a lot of resources. Time is a resource. Rest is a resource. Money is a resource. Physical things are a resource. So you got to figure out what kind of resources are you going to sacrifice to get to this goal. But make sure you understand these sacrifices, because once you understand them, once you embrace them, and once you look at it and go, this is what I have to do, it'll make the process a whole lot easier. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be discouraged. In fact, be grateful that you're working towards this goal, because eventually it'll come back to you because you've been taking action. Everything has to be reciprocal. So it's going to come back very soon. Well, not very soon, but it'll come back to you eventually. And then rest. I love to rest. I love to sleep in. But sometimes we need to sacrifice those things to get to our goal. Sometimes our day might not go as planned. Sometimes we have contingencies. So factor in some time elsewhere. Maybe you might lose some rest. Maybe you might stay up late working. Maybe you might get up early and, use or take advantage of the day. So understand your sacrifices to get to this point. You have to understand both. Once you understand your goal, you can understand the sacrifices. And once you understand the sacrifices, you can understand the goal as well. They both mirror each other. Where if you look at it, if a goal were to look at itself, these are the sacrifices that made that goal. These are the sacrifices that got that goal to where it is, how that goal became real, became visible instead of the invisible. But anyway, I digress. And now, quick summary and review. This helped me a lot, me personally. Review your goals 3 times a day. Do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon, and do it right before you go to bed. Review these goals, write them down, think about them. Make sure they're always in your thoughts each day. Make sure you don't slip, because trust me, I slip a lot. It's human nature to slip up, but be on top of these goals. It'll help. Always affirm in the present tense. There's that law of attraction. Use that present tense. Don't say I will, because listen, I'm a heavy procrastinator. I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I kind of am, but I am not ashamed of it to say. When I say, yeah, I will do this tomorrow, I will do this later. No. Your brain perceives that you have time. Pretend that you don't have time. Be grateful that you have it now. Say, thank you, or I'm glad that I have this now, that I attained this now, that I acquired this now. Always affirm in the present tense. And then next, always take action towards your goals. Once you're specific with those goals, you'll take specific steps and actions to get to that goal, that specific goal. Really, really, really crucial. And then lastly, use your goals as a roadmap. Use them for a roadmap of your life, your business. Model your goals around maybe an even bigger goal, maybe a mission of life, to say, I'm going to use these goals to get my business better and bigger, to have a better relationship, maybe to have a nice car. So use these little goals as a roadmap to get to that bigger goal that you want. which might even make it more attainable. So anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. Today we've talked about goals. I hope I brought some value to you. I hope I've maybe taught you guys something. But anyways, I'm so glad that you're here, that you watched this video with me, and I appreciate it. And yeah, take care, everyone. Build yourself better and bigger every day. Live better, live bigger, and I'll catch you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Take care.